cracking day in Illinois. It's raining. Been raining. Yesterday, all last night. It's supposed to rain all day. Just hoping we can catch some breaks, stumble upon some sign, or find one somewhere. Tomorrow's supposed to be the best day. Probably gonna be a grind. Stay tuned. My buddy just killed one. Happened quick. Said he gobbled 8 or 10 times. Pretty much ate his collar up, came straight to him. Tickled for him. Fires me up too. So I'm in a new spot. Just realized I forgot my face mask. I'll have to rely on this hood here. I felt naked without a face mask. The rocks are slick. Slicker than owl doo-doo. Getting that B-roll. Need to climb up there. Look at that. Pretty cool. It's a tad bit chilly. A lot of my clothes and stuff are wet. Turkey just gobbled twice in my box call. I was down by the creek in the middle of this valley when he gobbled at me, so I rushed up on the same side as he was and tried to get about even with him. Little did I know he was slipping in silent, and he was standing there watching me as I moved to do something. I didn't know what else to do. I thought I may be able to calm him down a little bit, so I started picking at him. I'm really just trying to play mind games with him and make him think that maybe he just saw a hen move instead of a human. He started walking away from me a little bit and downhill. I think it may have worked. haven't called in about 4 minutes. I wasn't really sure where he was at, so I had to check him. He had done slipped in pretty close on me. I think he was within gun range just up the hill from me, but there was too much brush in the way to see him. Several minutes went by and I haven't heard him or seen him. I catch movement and see him slipping down the hill towards the creek and eventually crosses the creek. I was trying to make him follow that creek on down to me and get right across from me. I probably could have killed him there, but he continued on up that hill on the other side. Weird bird. Time was running out. I crossed the creek and got on his side and went on up the hill to the last place I saw him. I hit my box for about a minute and he didn't answer. He answered my mouth call immediately after, so I crawled up to the next log and waited. He answered me again, but he had moved away just a little bit, so I quickly pursued.
Forgetting my face mask probably didn't help on this hunt. The last time I made a move and got up behind this tree, I was within gun range of him again. I never saw him or heard from him again as he just vanished.
Day 2 in Illinois. Heard one turkey gobble this morning, way off. Don't even know how far he was. He was on the edge of my hearing though, so I just started heading to him. Yesterday was bad weather, rained pretty much all day. Today, much more promising. Supposed to be clear and sunny. I can see sun about to start creeping over the horizon. Today also brought out the hunters. Saw so many trucks this morning. I'm up here with a few friends, and the spot that 2 of us were going to had trucks already there. Like other people pulling up on top of that, and people riding around. You just tell they're hunters and stuff. One buddy's got 3 guys around him owl hooting this morning. I'm lucky enough where I'm at right now, I hadn't seen anybody or heard anybody. But that bird's a long ways away. It's hard for me to believe somebody hadn't heard it. I walked through a jungle this morning. I'm in a beautiful spot right now. There's some kind of stuff in Illinois, I don't know what it is. To me, it kind of grows like a privet bush, that same type structure, but it just kind of droops over, and when it gets wet, man, it's thick. It's hard to walk through. Every time you bump into it, it rains on top of your head, and golly, I was about ready to give up a while ago. I don't know if it's just at certain elevations or what it is, but I finally got down into a creek drainage and followed it. I'm on this little finger that runs under this drainage, and I just set up here because I got this big limb beside me and break me up, but really just waiting on that bird to gobble again. It's hard for me to tell how far he was, but if he's where I thought he was, he should be about 300. Heard him a handful of times, but I'm just gonna sit here and see if I can hear him and then make a move. Done a pretty bad job of documenting, but been struggling a little bit. It's late in the evening now, you can't hunt past 1, so I'm trying to make it back in here and see if I can find one, because tomorrow morning, all day tomorrow is going to be nasty again. I feel like if we would have had good weather for a couple days, we'd have done some good, but yesterday was terrible. It rained all day. Tomorrow's going to be got a cold front coming in. Temperature drops. Strong north wind. Rain, pretty much the worst, so really need to put one to bed tonight. Pretty woods though.
Y'all ever just have to stop and kind of gather your thoughts for a minute? Slow down, quit thinking about anything in particular? That's what I was doing.
Turkey just gobbled. That way. I gotta get closer to pinning. So I got the bird roosted. It's not like he's 250, 300, something like that from me. He gobbled 3 times, all at an owl hoot. Heard at least 5 turkeys fly up. So now it's dark and I'm trying to get out of here. I was close to 3 miles back in there, so got a good ways yet to go. Wish I had my headlight, but I left it in the truck. But I got this little guy, pretty bright, but gotta hold it, so carry on. Update. 6,400 spider webs later on my face. I'm still walking. I've been walking for right at an hour at this pace, pretty steady. And I've still got about 10 minutes to go. Oh! And it's almost 9 o'clock. So wait for a fun morning. Here we go. This may be stupid, but there's a bird back here. It's already raining a little bit. It's gonna get worse. Running a little late, but we're heading that way. This ain't no joke. Made it back here. Probably 250 from the bird, I guess. He's across a drain and over another ridge from me. But I know there's turkeys between us. Birds are chirping and it's barely sprinkling right now. Probably the worst hoot I've ever heard in my life. I wouldn't have gobbled it either.
Turns out 2 turkeys start to gobble. The one that's furthest, of course, is gobbling the most. I tried to make the closest one a little jealous since he wasn't gobbling at me and the furthest one was. I was as far as I could go right here, and the birds were going to have to cross a deep ravine to get to me.
Got a huge line of thunderstorm about to hit. This is the leading edge. It just started raining. This is actually not a bad spot to ride it out. I just thought I was going to have to be sitting by a tree. It was kind of a little overhang. Pretty cool though. I scoped it out with my light, make sure there was no snakes. Actually a deer bed. I noticed it was kind of wallowed down to the dirt. There's a bunch of white hair in it. I assume deer. Got two turkeys gobbling all the way across this drain on that steep ridge over there. It's aggravating though, because the one that's furthest away is gobbling pretty good at me, but the one that's close ain't hardly said nothing. He ain't even hardly answered me. I'm gonna wait right here, ride this storm out. Hopefully it won't get too bad, and I guess if any trees fall, maybe this thing will protect me.
I guess the deer that used this bed had it figured out. Pretty good spot to ride out a storm.
Rain's slacking up. Time to make a move. That was my home for a little bit. Appreciate that rock. I might get wet before the day's out, but that was nice. Gotta go to this bird. Getting closer. Pretty cool stuff. I've been in a good spot to sit. Look at all that, that's perfectly dry. Hope I don't run across a dang panther up under one of these things. Well, turkeys shut off and I left. Didn't hear them for a long time, so they done moved off further than I could go. Long walk out. I'm beat. Ain't got long before 1 o'clock. Thinking about throwing the towel in. Ain't really got any other options. It's windy. There's a turkey around here somewhere. I just don't know where. Saw him yesterday evening. Hadn't heard him gobble yet. Nothing. I'm about to get out of here. Just heard a report of a couple other turkeys gobbling, so I don't know if I'm even close to the turkey, close enough to hear it. Found a couple strutters with some hens. They're close to this creek bed right here, and they're right on the other side. I see him, but some of the hens saw me. He's about 60.
I think there was about 20 turkeys all together, 2 longbeards, a bunch of hens, and some jakes. I chased behind them for a while, kind of got their general direction, and then I got around in front of them. When I got around in front of them, I went beyond where I was going to set up so I could call, and then ran back to my tree once he responded. I didn't call for about 6 minutes. Finally, I heard some jake yelping. I sat there for a good while, and the turkey finally gobbled in the same spot, which told me he wasn't moving. So I went a little further, went up a ravine, got up onto the top of a finger ridge to try to call him across it. Turkeys are just out of sight, down at the end of this finger ridge. As I start to get in position, another turkey starts gobbling about 300 yards away. So once again, I start trying to make the close one jealous and call to the far one. I can tell the jakes are getting closer. Two jakes make their way across the end of this ridge right in front of me, probably 30 yards away. I could see bits and pieces of the gobbler strutting down the hill. Never could get a shot. trying to figure out what my next move should be.
I made a mistake. I was sitting at the top of that finger. I'm dropping down and curling around. Two jakes came up. Kind of soft butted because they didn't see the end. Gobbler stayed down there strutting. Try to get lower. Call him back to that spot.
So I dropped down and used the ridge between me and the gobbler so he wouldn't see me. I waited till he moved away a little bit. I got to where I could shoot where he was just strutting. But before I sat down, I called, threw it down in the drain beside me so he'd have to come look for me. So he just answered me, and as soon as he did, I started cutting at him. I cut a pretty good bit, yelped a couple times, and he gobbled 3 or 4 more times. I immediately got down and sat by my tree. GoPro died on me. Only camera I had left was my cell phone and my Tacticam. That one shocked me a little bit. He's about 40 yards. He's coming.
Illinois. It's been a grind. I don't know how he flipped us around, but he's flopping right down there. He came up right over here strutting, and 2 jakes came up the hill when I was set up there. So I rolled around the backside and popped up, and he gobbled right down there. And I kept throwing my calling down here, and he gobbled twice. And then I hit him again to check him to see if he was coming left or coming right. And he was right, literally right behind that tree. You see how bad I'm shaking? This is incredible. When I saw him, he was like 20, and he was coming right there. And he got suspicious. Look at this, I can't even, that's incredible. So I shot him right there, and he's flopping down the hill, but wow. One less. Good old stud there. Oh, mate. Illinois. Good enough.
Turned out to be a pretty good trip. My buddy Walt killed one on the first day. Jared and Cantrell called one in this same morning, and Cantrell killed it. I killed mine shortly thereafter. Jared killed one the next day. But since it was a pretty day and we had 2 gobblers, we decided to go find a pretty spot and take some pictures.